What's happening, people? As I'm sure many of you are aware, gyms will be opening from the 25th here in the UK, and I'm sure many of you are looking forward to maybe trying to get rid of some of that lockdown weight that you put on in the past couple months. Sure, some of you are looking forward just to getting back into the gym, getting back into the routine, your heavy lifting and whatnot. I'm sure there's also some of you out there that are looking to maybe try something new and are not really too sure where to start or what you're doing. So this video is for you. I'm going to give you a few tips on what I think is the best way to kind of move forward when you're first starting out. So won't delay the video any further. Let's get straight into it. Okay, first tip, and I think this is probably one of the most, if not the most important tips I'm going to give you here in this video, and it's to keep it simple. Okay? Try not to be too drawn into everything you see on the internet. A lot of what you see tends to be, the highlights, the extravagant, fancy stuff that looks impressive, but it may not always be the safest choice, and it may not always be the most effective choice for you to be following. So just keep it simple. I know when you first start out, you want to do everything all at once, but take your time. Like I said, keep it simple. There's no point in trying to do everything all at once and then you burn out and then you don't want to do it anymore. That's usually what causes people to kind of fall off track. They're trying to do too much too soon, and it's too much to kind of get to grips with and to stay consistent with, and then they ultimately just kind of fall off, lose motivation, and just don't want to do it anymore. Just start off picking 2, maybe 3 things that you can do on a consistent weekly basis, maybe 3-4 times a week, whatever. Start off slow. Even if it's just going to the gym 2, maybe 3 times a week, 30 minutes at a time. Even if you're just starting off on a cardio machine, start off slow. Build up the habit. Once you develop the habit and it becomes a part of your lifestyle, you can then start adding more into it. So whether that's more days in the gym, spending longer times in the gym, having a bit more of a kind of structured plan as to what you're going to do in the gym each time. Build up to it. There's no point in trying to, like I said, do everything you see all at one time and try and jump on every piece of equipment you see in the gym. Just start off by working on developing a long-term lifestyle habit and gradually implementing more and more onto it as you go along. Now, with all the pieces of equipment that you've got in the gym and all the machines, it's hard to know where to start. So, this brings me on to my second tip. The best place where I think you should be starting in regards to weightlifting, stick with the compound exercises. Now, compound exercises, the reason why they're so effective and why I think you should be starting off with them is because these movement patterns incorporate multiple muscle groups. So, as an example, take the bench press. You're working on the chest, shoulders, and the triceps. In comparison to the isolation movement patterns, so just as an example, a bicep curl would be an isolation exercise because you're only working the bicep. You've isolated the bicep and that's the only muscle working. Yeah. Just so you know, this started out as a t-shirt. Not kidding. Anyway, back to the video. Right, so yeah, stick to your compounds. So bench press, squat, deadlift, rows, things like that. You can put together a pretty effective workout just using those 4 exercises. That is a great place to start. Just in as far as, again, developing that habit, just starting out, and then you can work on, maybe adding isolation stuff after that. So my third tip will be, if you can, if it's convenient for you to do so, is train with somebody. It's good to have somebody alongside you who has similar goals in mind, somebody there to kind of push you, to help motivate you. You can kind of compete against each other. You can help each other, you can spur each other along the journey. I know it can be kind of tough to motivate yourself, work out by yourself. It's always nice, and it's always gonna be a benefit to be able to train with somebody. You're definitely gonna push harder if you've got somebody there, and even if you don't want to push harder, your partner's probably gonna make you push harder. You'll bring the best out of each other. So if you can, take somebody with you. That's always gonna be to your benefit. My next tip, I think just the 4th tip, believe this is the fourth tip. Start with something fun. Start with something that you enjoy doing, that you like doing. There's no point in forcing yourself to do something you don't really enjoy doing or you don't want to do. Again, particularly in those early stages, you know, the first few weeks, couple months, you want to be able to enjoy this new habit that you're trying to introduce into your lifestyle. So if you don't like using cardio machines, don't use cardio machines. If you don't like, if you're not super into weightlifting, maybe don't start off with the weights. Maybe start off with just your body weight. Start off with just the cardio machines, or, you know, whatever. Start with the things that you like, that you enjoy doing, the things that don't take so much out of you mentally for you to want to do. Once you've developed that habit further on down the line, then you can introduce the things which maybe aren't the most fun or the most enjoyable, but you know they will be effective by implementing them. Prime example, I hate doing lunges. Walking lunges are just, I hate doing them. I must admit, it's one of those things, when I start doing them, I feel better, but the mental preparation that I have to go through to like overcome in order for me to say to myself, right, do these lunges, it takes a lot out of me. I don't like doing them, so I really have to kind of force myself to do them. But I wouldn't, if I'm trying to like build a habit, I wouldn't start with that. I would start with something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy benching. I don't mind that. It's a nice exercise. I enjoy doing it. Don't mind doing it. So to begin with, start with what you enjoy, start with what you like, and you're much more likely to stick with the habit long term. Fifth tip. This is very important when you're starting out. Don't get too caught up in what other people are doing and what's happening around you, okay? Focus on yourself. Reason why you're going to the gym is because you want to improve upon your health and fitness. We're not trying to impress other people. We're not trying to win no competition here. You are going to the gym because you want to improve on yourself. Keep that in mind. Try not to be overwhelmed with making a mistake or that people are watching you or whatever else. If you are a bit apprehensive about joining the gym because, you know, you're a novice and you're worried you might make a mistake or people laugh at you or whatever else, I think you'd be surprised to see that gyms aren't as scary as what you think they are. They're not, you know, full of these massive bodybuilders who are just throwing weights around and making loads of noise and grunting and whatever else. A gym can be quite a nice, friendly environment. And worst case scenario, the trainers that work at your gym are always going to be more than happy to help you. So if you're really not sure or you don't know how to go about using a piece of equipment or where to start, or just if you have any questions at all, please don't be afraid to walk up to one of the trainers that work there and just ask them for a little bit of help. They would much rather help you, you know, before you help yourself rather than after you've hurt yourself. Prevention is always better than cure. So remember, people, when you're in the gyms, wash your hands, bring your own towel, wipe the equipment down. You know, let's stay safe, let's stay sensible so these gyms can actually stay open. I think that will probably wrap the video up there. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what to do, people, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care.